Today we have a sweet build right here, and you already seen this CG580 for fans, and well, basically that's simply as it is. But the star of today's show is DeepCool's PN850M 80 plus gold power supply with native ATX 3.1, and it's modular. So we're having something that is quite compact, and I'll get to that part, and I'll get to the part of the specifications as well. It's more like an overview, as you already know when I present power supplies to you guys, so you already have an idea about what we're going to talk about and discuss. So this build is based on this power supply, and basically there are going to be some numbers, including benchmarks, which will be based on the LE360 V2, since I didn't actually have a review entirely based inside this case. So this is going to be a bit different, and you're going to get numbers for that. But until then, let's talk about this power supply. As I stated at the beginning, it has ATX 3.1 and PCIe 5.1 standards, 80 plus gold, cybernetics gold, and meets the ATX 3.1 compliance. We're having main Japanese electrolytic capacitors, active PFC, full bridge SRC LLC, and DC to DC topology. Also, the PN850M hold-up time is equal or above 60 milliseconds under a high load of 80%. Now it's equipped with high-grade 105C resistant 16AWG copper core embossed 12V 2x6 cable, and it provides 600 watts for the RTX 4000, 5000 series and new Radeon cards that are in the high-end segment. Now, when we're talking about protection, it has OPP, OVP, SCP, OTP, OCP, UVP, and LO. Now, this is a new one which we didn't have so far in power supply overviews. That's no load operation, and SIP. It has 10-year warranty, which is outstanding. And just to give you an idea about this dimensions and everything altogether, so the type is ATX12V V3.1. Dimensions are 150 x 140 x 86. Power good signal is 100 to 150 milliseconds. Hold up time is equal or above 60 milliseconds, which I already stated basically. But the efficiency is equal or above 90% under typical load, which is great. Operating temperature is 0 to 40 degrees, and mean time before failure is 100,000 hours. There's also a quite interesting thing. So it has a dynamic 120mm fluid dynamic bearing fan that will adjust its speeds depending on the load, depending on the cooling needs of the power supply. And apart from being it fully modular, there's one more thing, and I have to show you this. These are the cables. So apart from not having cable comms, which you can most likely buy somewhere on the market, anywhere basically, they are nicely braided. And not in terms like mesh or flex or anything similar to that. This is some sort of a PVC that will definitely look much nicer than your regular cables. And the only zip ties that it has are somewhere at, well, basically quite close to the connection. But regardless of that, when you check out the 12V 2x6 connector here on the GPU and the 24 pin, there are no zip ties visible. So if you do have cable comms, or you can acquire cable comms that might fit this scenario, you might be good to go to actually having a power supply with braided cables already, and just simply use the cable comms and make it look nice. The good thing about this power supply, first and foremost, is that it's 150 x 140, so it fits even in small tower chassis like SFF builds that supports ATX power supplies. And even though those cases do support regular power supplies, this will give you much needed space for cable rerouting, longer GPUs, thicker GPUs, and similar stuff like that. So basically that's it. The good thing in addition to that is the fan that adjusts the speeds depending on the load, depending on the temperature of the power supply, and fully modularity. Of course, that's the only thing that I can go with. Now, for the cables, we have one 24 pin with 550mm length, two CPU 8 pin with 700mm of length, 3 PCIe 6+2 pin with 550, and it's important to mention this, they're all singles, so there's no daisy chainable like two 8 pin going from one cable. Then we have one PCIe 12V 6+2 with 550mm. We have two peripheral cables, which on each you have 4 SATA connections, and the last one is Molex with 450 going from the power supply to the first connection, and each of them distance by 120 millimeters of space. Now, the 850 watts is currently powering on, as per usual, AMD Ryzen 9 7900X3D and RTX 4080 Super Gaming X Slim. I don't see any issues with that because generally I ran this system with 850 watts in the past and it runs like a charm, so there's nothing to worry about that. Now, when we go with the benchmarks, what I mentioned that I'm going to additionally show you just to give you some more meaning to the video, DeepCool LE360V2 in a CG584F case. CPU went up to 90 degrees in AIDA64, clock speed is 4775 MHz and GPU is 71. 71 is like border thermals for this GPU. I think I've witnessed once or twice with 72, but that was like total exception. Continuing with the benchmark, Cinebench R23, we have 85.1 degrees on average with 10 runs and 4948 MHz clock speed. The Cinebench score is quite outstanding, actually 26,570. Then we go with Cinebench R24, average out of 10 runs, thermals is 80.2, clock speed is 5050 and the score is 1519. In general, what to say? A compact, fully modular 80 plus gold power supply with 10-year warranty, which is quite solid, and I think that's great. All the cables are individual, so you don't have like those PCI 8-pin PCI cables that are running into like daisy chainable options. You have 3 just enough to have, I don't know, all the RTX cards or all the Radeon cards that need 3 8-pin cables. You're good to go with that, or you can go with 12V 2x6 and that's it. It literally covers everything that you need. SATA, Molex, everything, so that's really good. And in terms of cooling performance and everything altogether, taking into consideration this case and this AIO, is quite alright. I mean, CG580 4F LE360V2 and the PN850M, quite solid combination, I do have to admit. So as I said, this was an overview for the power supply, but since I can't pull out too much information regarding that, the only thing that I could give you is the specifications, the connection type, the cables and everything that I mentioned. Oh, including the fan, of course, inside the power supply. So that'll be all for today, guys. The 3 products are in the links in the description. So if you mind, I don't know, going with the same configuration, because this is a sweet and cool looking build in general, you can check out those. And if you're new to the channel and still haven't subscribed, you can do that now by clicking the subscribe button, like and notification so you get notified for future content. Thank you for watching. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.